Welcome my friends, spring is in the air and I have an absolutely beautiful spring wreath for you today. In today's crafting adventure, I'm going to show you how to pull together a gorgeous Deco mesh spring wreath made using mostly Dollar Tree materials. Let me show you how to make it. To get started on our spring wreath, you're going to need a 14-inch square wreath form that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. If you're unable to find the square wreath, you can always use one of the 14-inch circular wreath forms on this project. You're also going to need some pipe cleaners cut in half and some 6-inch Deco mesh. The mesh that I'm using today did come from Dollar Tree. If you don't have mesh in your stores or you're unable to find it, you can always order 6-inch mesh or 5.5-inch mesh online, or you can get it from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I have a dark green, a light green, a spring green, and this is actually their gold. This comes out usually in their Christmas section. I'm going to start to prep my mesh. Now here with the tool snow-covered mesh, I'm going to be cutting this into 6-inch strips. I have both rolls open and laid out and layered. This just makes quick work of cutting. So cut both rolls into pieces at 6 inches in length. I have my mesh cut into strips at 6 inches. I'm going to be using my bow dabra. We'll be placing 3 pieces in each bundle. We're just going to be doing the standard ruffle. Start at one end and scrunch right down the center. Isn't that pretty? I love that texture and that look. Go ahead and make all of your bundles using 3 pieces at a time. I have the rest of my other mesh laid out, a roll of the dark green, a roll of the light green, and a roll of the gold. With the rest of your mesh, you want to measure that into strips at 20 inches. With our mesh that's cut at 20 inches, we're going to be doing the cruffle method. And that's a real easy method. You just start at one end. You want to do a nice curl. I usually roll 2 to 3 times. Clip. Go to the other end. You want to do the same thing. Now you don't want to roll too tight, and you'll know if you're rolling too tight because the ends of your mesh will stick out. Once you have a curl on either end, you want to pinch and scrunch down the center. I like this method when working with Dollar Tree mesh because it hides the cut ends and the curls, and then you have a cute little ruffle in the middle. I'll show you again. Okay, so I have some bundles made. I've started to add it to my wreath base. And as you can see, I really like that color mixture. It's so pretty and festive, perfect for spring. Now to get our bundles attached, we're going to be alternating between the center bar and outer bar, and the center bar and the inner bar. You just alternate between the two. And you can choose whichever pattern you would like to follow. Okay, so I'm going to start with my snow-covered mesh. I'm going to go with my light mesh, then my dark mesh, and then the beige, and then repeat. Just wrap it around your 2 bars. Pull your pipe cleaners together and then push forward. This helps keep the back of your wreath looking nice and clean. So I have 4 bundles on, and now I'm going to put one right here on the center bar, right on the point there. That's going to help fill in this corner. And then I will continue my pattern and put an additional 4 in that corner section. So each corner section will have a total of 9 bundles. Now the straight sections, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've placed 5 bundles. I have my base complete, and I'm really happy with the color mixture and the different textures from the 2 different types of mesh. I think that's really pretty. It looks like the base that you would find out in your creek. Those greens and a little bit of a light brown. Absolutely gorgeous, and I think perfect for this wreath. Here on the back you can see that I alternated my bundles from the center bar and inner bar to the center bar and outer bar, and I just worked my way around. I did add 1 bundle right here at the point on the center bar in each of the corners. That always seems to help keep the corners nice and square and filled. This is the sign I've chosen for our wreath today. I did pick this up in the garden section at Dollar Tree for $20.25. Look at those 2 happy little frogs. Welcome to our pad. And I really like this little bit of pink with the flower and the pink in their mouths and cheeks. It does come with a jute cord here. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. I like the fact too that it does already have holes here in the sign, so I don't have to add any or glue anything on the back. And this was a $1.25 welcome sign in the garden section. Now to get this on our wreath, on the 2 holes here I'm going to be adding some floral wire. And I prefer silver, especially when it's on anything light. This will disappear. You will not be able to see it once you get it onto your wreath form. Okay, so just run it through the hole, pull the other piece over the top, pull them together so that they're even. You want it long enough so that you can easily get this attached to your wreath form. Give a couple twists. You want to do that to both. Now look at how cute that sign looks on that background. It's perfect. But I think I want to turn my wreath form so that it is diamond shape. I like that better because I see more of the wreath all the way around. When I put it on this way, that bottom part of the sign reaches almost to both sides. I want to see more wreath all the way around. So I'm going to go this way. Oh, I like that very much. Once you find your placement for your sign, attach it to the wire frame in the back with the floral wire. My sign is attached. He's nice and secure. He's only attached at the top, but I think that is going to be just fine. Oh, I really love the base on this wreath. It's so beautiful and goes very well with our sign. Now let's prep and add some ribbon. Now these 2 ribbon I've chosen as our tails to go into our wreath today. This is a 2.5 inch burlap pink. I did pick this up at Dollar Tree in their Easter section, and you get 3 yards. 1 roll is sufficient. And then I matched it up with this really pretty 1.5 inch ribbon. Now this one I did pick up from craftoutlet.com. I love that green background with all those bright florals. You will need to cut 4 pieces of each ribbon at 12 inches and dovetail their ends. I have my ribbon cut, and now I'm going to dovetail the ends. Just take your ribbon and fold it in half. You want to cut from the fold side to the wire side. I usually only come up maybe 1/2 inch and cut diagonally. That gives you a nice clean dovetail that's not too strong. We're going to be putting a ribbon together like this to add some tails to our wreath. So just place the smaller ribbon on top of the larger. Okay, find the center and scrunch. Okay, and then I always like to style my tails a little bit before I put them in. Just kind of make sure they're laying the right way, lift them up and kind of curl them down. You want to make 4 bundles just like that. I have my tails all cut and set aside. Next we're going to use these 2 really pretty ribbon. Both of these I picked up from Craft Outlet. I have this really cute little frog pattern with a pink background. This pattern also comes with a white background, so you can choose whichever one you like. I wanted to accent the pink. And then this one I really like. It's 1.5 inches. It's green ribbon and it has a little bit of glitter on there. Now we're going to be making 3 small bows just like this one. So you need to cut this ribbon into strips at 25 inches. You will need 3 pieces of each. And then also with the green ribbon here, you need to cut 3 pieces at 4 inches to wrap the center. And I have my ribbon cut. I have 2 pieces of each ribbon cut at 25 inches and 2 pieces of the green ribbon cut at 4 inches. You're also going to need 2 full-length pipe cleaners. I'm going to be using my bow dabber today to make these bows. The one thing about this bow maker that I like is that you can take either floral wire or a pipe cleaner. You can slide it right down in the center if it's long enough, and that's what you use to tie your bow. Okay, so you want to lay the smaller ribbon on top of the larger. Flip it so it's upside down. Okay, and then you just want to find your center. Pinch. And I'm going to use my bow maker because my hands are bothering me today. So you can either hold this in your hand or you can also use a clip if you don't have a bow maker. And then you're going to take one side. I'm going to bring it over. You want to leave your tail about 3 to 4 inches. Pinch and drop that in. Do the same thing to the other side. Bring it over. Usually measure by my tail. Pinch and drop. The good thing about having a bow maker is that you can also kind of look at it, make sure that everything looks okay, that the bow looks even. Now I can always adjust the tails. They're a little bit different once I get it tied. Okay, then just lift up. Now, just before I wrap this, I want to make sure that all my loops are laying the way that I want, because once I get that center wrapped, it's going to be hard for me to do any adjusting to my ribbon. Take your small piece of ribbon. We're going to tri-fold it here in the back. Make sure those pipe cleaners are open. Add some hot glue. You will need 3 bows just like that for your wreath. I have my bows made. We're going to get our tails and our small bows attached. Now I want to place a bow at each of the points. These are my 3 smaller bows, so these are going to go on the lower 3 points. And then in between those, I'm going to put a set of tails. Again, to get these attached, you just use your pipe cleaners there, feed it through, and attach it to the wire frame in the back. And you can adjust these to sit at whatever angle looks good to you. I have my ribbon tails and my small bows attached to my wreath. I am loving it. So let's go ahead and make a larger bow to top it off right here. Now for my large bow, I cut 2 pieces of the frog ribbon at 30 inches and 1 piece of the green at 30 inches. And then I cut another piece to wrap the center. This one I cut a little bit longer at 6 inches. And I have a full-length pipe cleaner. I'm going to add that first. On all the ribbon, you want to start by finding the center. And placing it down. And you're going to do 1 piece at a time. Decide how long you want your tail, pinch. If you're enjoying today's content, make sure to subscribe, and when the notification bell pops up, if you hit that too, YouTube will let you know every time I upload new content. And I do upload new content to my channel every week. For your convenience, in the description box below is a detailed list of all the tools and materials used in today's project. This list will not only tell you how much you're going to need, it will also let you know where I purchased the materials. I have my big bow attached right here at the top. I think it is absolutely adorable. Now here on the back, on the corner, I did add a half a pipe cleaner to make a loop. This is what I'm going to use to hang it. Now as you attach everything, you just want to make sure that you are tucking your pipe cleaners forward and the floral wire so you don't have anything sharp on the back of your wreath. I think it is very pretty. Such a happy, bright and cheery spring wreath for your front door. A great way to welcome your guests to your home. Thank you so much for stopping by. Before you go, please show your support by hitting the like button, leaving me a comment, and sharing this video. If you're looking for more spring and summer inspiration, you can click into my playlist right here. Thanks again for stopping by. Your visit is always appreciated. Have a great day, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.